It sure was beautiful.
It's been a long day. It's been a really long day. We finally just got off the trail. Wow. It is an expert trail. I can see that.
Let's stop right here. Remember when I said I hoped to survive our Patagonia adventure? This was the close call, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. In our last episode, we left Buenos Aires and flew to Ushuaia, the southernmost city in the world. We missed what was supposed to be our first warm-up hike because of a snowstorm, but we got to hang out with penguins for the day. It was great to explore this little city, and of course we found some great food.
So today's the day. We are leaving Ushuaia after a short stay here. We are heading to another spot in Patagonia called Chalten. I'm not sure if we're pronouncing that right or not. We'll find out when we get there. That's all I know.
Yeah, no.
I don't know
I mean, I'm just hoping the weather holds. The weather looks really good right now. There's like a couple of hikes that we might want to do, and there's also this really famous glacier that you have to check out near El Calafate. So, yeah, hopefully the weather's kind of cooperates. We had really good weather actually in Ushuaia, so fingers crossed. But yeah, it's a little bit of a travel day. We gotta fly and rent cars and drive and everything. So, yeah, we're gonna get there.
For the next part of our adventure, we're going to take a quick flight to El Calafate and then rent a car and drive to El Chalten.
Okay, so we started our Patagonia road trip today. We chose to actually rent a car and do this because there are a bunch of little places that we want to visit inside of the national park here in Patagonia, and honestly the easiest way is to just rent a car. So that's what we've done. The next 2 weeks we'll be driving around, seeing all kinds of things in our little Duster, Renault Duster or whatever. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to this part of the trip and everything. It's mostly desert right now, but I think it promises to be a lot of mountains before too long. So looking forward to it.
After a while, the landscape did change from desert to mountains, and we even spotted the occasional iceberg floating in the lake. Soon after arriving in El Chalten, we settled in for an early start to the next day.
Good morning from El Chalten. Good morning from El Chalten. Today we are hiking Mount Fitz Roy.
No big deal. It's just snowing right now. We're slightly unprepared in our clothing options.
It's gonna be a long day, long hike. It's like 20 kilometers or something like that, but it's supposed to be like one of the bucket list hikes you can do, like anywhere in the world. So super excited. It's gorgeous out here. Anyways, here we go.
This hike is considered one of the most beautiful in all of Patagonia. It's a long hike, but if you're in moderately good shape, you probably won't have any issue finishing in about 8 hours or so. Unfortunately, as we soon found out, we are not in moderately good shape.
Well, just a quick little check-in. We're about a third of the way there, something like that, but we can actually see Fitzroy behind us, which is good because that means we're going the right direction.
Right, and
that's important. So yeah, so far so good.
Not everyone recognizes Mount Fitz Roy by its name, but they've probably heard of the clothing brand Patagonia, and the logo is made from the outline of the Fitzroy Mountain.
Well, we are at the last little bit before the really crazy steep part at the very end. So yeah, we're just about ready to start heading up to the final little scramble up to the top of the lake and everything. Should get a really nice view. Weather's been fantastic. It's been pretty awesome.
The last mile was brutal. Maybe the hardest thing I've ever done. There was still some snow on the trail, and sludge, and rocks and mud, and tree trunks. And that made things a little tricky, especially when you're exhausted. We would later learn, although I had my suspicions after stubbing my toe on an enormous tree branch, that I actually ended up breaking a toe, so the pain I felt wasn't just from sore muscles, but also from a broken digit. And there you have it. I'm not the biggest weenie. I was injured.
Well.
Oh my God. I can't feel my legs. Not because they're cold, but because they're jello. We just went 7 miles uphill. I'm not even kidding. I mean, yeah, it was flat for like a little bit. That part's totally exaggerated. This was like the most intense thing I've ever done physically.
But we look at these though.
Oh yeah, by the way, it's beautiful. But the struggle is so real.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, you know.
No.
Wow, it's really cool.
To hope that we can get home.
Oh, it's downhill. No sweat.
Yeah, just straight downhill with giant boulders. It's fine. We're just gonna scramble down.
So Eric thought that the hike down was going to be easier, but we were physically wiped out, so it did take us a while to get back to the trailhead. And you know, we've kept the most challenging bits out of the video, and it is exactly videos like this one that make an average la-di-da hiker like myself think that this hike could be appropriate for a novice. It was, in fact, not. Sorry for perpetuating that myth and making this look like it may have only taken us 6 or 7 hours like most experts say. It took us nearly 12 hours to get back to where we began.
It sure was beautiful.
It's been a long day. It's been a really long day. We finally just got off the trail. Wow. It is an expert trail. I can see that, you know, I can see that you might want to be in pretty good shape. And if you've been following us along, you know that we don't hike at all. But yeah, we made it up. It was great. It was just really hard. We're really sore. And we have earned ourselves a beer.
So you see, that bewildered look in my eye is partially from the fear that I would be eaten by a wild animal when I could not walk any further, and partially from the realization that we had made it out alive. Thankfully, the restaurant was just down the street from our hotel, because I'm really not sure I could walk too much further. After surviving the mountain, we actually stumbled on this amazingly cute restaurant. It is so adorable. It's also a brewery, and they do beer classes and all this stuff, but their menu's just the best. They have amazing empanadas, and I think most everything here is local. So, of course, that pulls at our heartstrings, but they're really, really nice. Note, though, when you're in this town, cash only, everywhere. The food here was incredible. It was like a mother's love and a warm hug after such a grueling day. I wish I had the recipe for that veggie lasagna. It was the ultimate joy and comfort for such weary souls. We almost felt human again after this meal. And if you think we're being dramatic, you go hike Mount Fitz Roy, and then come eat here and tell me that this food doesn't make you feel like you could maybe do it all over again. Just kidding. But it really was that good.
All right, so we had a really adventurous hike yesterday, and we had a really good meal to top it all off with. And now we're headed onward.
Back to El Calafate. Gonna go see the Perito Moreno Glacier.
Okay.
So yeah, here we go. Back on the road, about 4 hours. Big glacier. Okay, so we made it inside the Glacier National Park here at the Perito Moreno Glacier. Now we're just gonna wait on our little shuttle bus to take us up to a viewing platform. I think we're just gonna do the viewing platform. Nothing crazy. So yeah.
Considering how sore we were from yesterday's hike, this viewing platform was the perfect way to spend our time at the park.
Okay, so what's cool about this glacier is that it's actually expanding. Like most glaciers are contracting, this is actually getting larger, you know, each year, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's also thinning out, so it's not like immune to like global warming or anything like that. But it is interesting that it is actually growing a little bit. It's just a little bit thinner, but it's pretty awesome.
It's really hard to appreciate how big this glacier is, but you can see how small this 3-level tour boat looks next to it. This glacier is massive. Always on the lookout for a decent bite to eat, the restaurant at the park was a great place to warm up with some empanadas and some soup. Thanks for watching. Join us next time as we drive our rental car into Chile and explore the famous Torre del Paine National Park.
I think we just got the whole row. This only happens on 1 hour flight.
But Amy found a bathroom, so she's super happy about that. She didn't want to use the natural bathroom. Lunch, which was from the, what was that store called?
I don't know.
Natural Simple. It was called Simple, which is really good. I mean, they had a lot, it was a lot of really nice, healthy food. So nice little lunch. Time to head down.